stupid idea to put the image right before me. So I prepared mentally something, what should I say, everything has gone. So I will speak randomly and try to remember things from my memory and so go on basically. So if I say make any mistake, just apologizing in advance. So 13 years, 7 months, 27 days. So it's a long time, especially at this age of corporate world where Gen Zs are coming in and they, I have seen people talking to me, my juniors from university also, saying that 3 years max, 2.5, 3 years, or some of them are also saying that no, we should join somewhere 1 year or 1 year, 1.5 year max, we should be there, and then we should go and open an agency or a startup. So that's the level of speed and everything that has come into this corporate world. But for me, it was a very long journey. But was it a fulfilling one? Of course, yes. Was it? If I am happy or not? Of course, yes. It was amazing. It was life altering. The person that joined in Rekit back in 2012 and the person who is standing in front of you now, today, is a completely different person. And thanks to Rekit for giving me that opportunity. Today, as I prepare to leave, I can recall all those memories, all those days and nights that we have passed in those meeting rooms, in those conference rooms, in boardrooms, in our old office, in those lobbies, in those smoking areas. So each and everything meant something. You learn from all those things. You make mistakes. Someone was saying, I think this is something that has happened with me also. What I did with Samnan is because somebody did it with me. I just wanted to pass it to. I didn't do anything new. I didn't invent anything at the cycle or anything. I joined back in 2012 in Rekit Bankiza as an SBM for Morty with a very high hope, because I think my manifestation game is very strong. I think somebody up there I don't know how, because I am not very religious, but because probably of my mother's prayer and everything, and my father, doing some kind of lobbying up there because he has died 24 years ago. It's happening because I remember when I was in ACI, I went to North Bengal in Bogura, and there was a market called Shah Fateh Ali market, and I was in that market almost ordering with the DSR, going from outlet to outlet and telling them why ACI mosquito coil is better and why not Mortin, just because it's made by a British company who has exploited us for 20 years, 200 years, and we'll keep on doing it if we allow them, if we buy Mortin and everything. So that was our, propaganda against Mortin. And also we used to have some, information saying that Mortin does coil with D-trans-L3, all the coils are same. So we had a deck prepared. I used to go and show it to the retailers. It's a printed form. And then suddenly it was around 12:30 in the afternoon. Suddenly every storekeepers and all the traders started pulling their shutter down. I thought they are going for an early prayer or something. But to my utter surprise, somebody said that no, boss, Mortin truck is here. I said, what the hell is Mortin truck? Then I went with him. The guy, they say designation is SS. You would be knowing. It's sales supervisor, it's not DSR. Because in ACI, all the sales frontline guys are their own team. So I followed him and went to a place. There is an open space. There was a truck standing. It's a Mortin coil carrying truck. It went directly to the outlet. And outlet traders are going directly to the truck and putting their memo and buying directly from that truck. I was absolutely stunned. I've never seen something like that. By the time, it's almost 3 years of my career in ACI. I started looking after aerosol with aerosol, and eventually, because coil was much bigger, it was given to me later. ACI aerosol and then coil. It was 2008. So I was very surprised and very shocked. And to my more surprise, the retailers carried the POSM. I remember ACI Mortin launched power booster coil that time. So it was pre-coil season. It was about February or something. So they were giving POSM, and traders were taking the POSM to put in their store. I asked this guy, is this the normal? He said, yes, this is normal. So it was kind of like a zombie attack, fight or something. Everybody, within half an hour, 45 minutes, the entire track was gone. So I don't know, as I was saying, my manifestation again, that day I said that, wow, I wish someday I work for this brand. I don't know how this is happening, because Morton too, we are really, really struggling. So meaning, sorry, ACI coil is really struggling. That was very in the beginning of the day. So that was, I don't know, probably, God heard it or something. And then I joined, but when I joined Morton, that time, so as I told you, I'll just, keep on sharing my memories. It's not a prepared speech or something. So that time, I remember Riazul Haq Chaudhary, the then managing director, who used to be boss's boss also in other countries. And he interviewed me a couple of times and he asked me that, what are you guys doing for ACI call and everything? I realized what he tried to understand is that what is our mantra of success. And I told him what we were doing that time. Being in a local company, people talked about freedom. I actually got it in ACI. So being in a multinational organization, you should not have that type of a maverick type of freedom that you should have. That's why multinationals are multinationals, because they are very process oriented and everything. And you have to, there are advantages, there are disadvantages also, because especially if you are coming from a local company where you are very entrepreneurial, because that okay, you have been given a brand, a certain amount of budget is given, now you maneuver around everything and then you find out ideas and you just launch. There is no big R&D to align, there is no big legal team to align, there is no regional team to align. Okay, you are the boss. You take decisions on media, you take decisions on POSM, branding. Yes, of course there is line managers plus one, you go through those channels, communication, everything gets approved, but you have that freedom. So that the freedom everybody is talking about is in my gene, because I worked in a local organization. Thanks to my boss in that organization. I'm sure you know some of them. Ashraf bin Taj, he was my boss. Mr. Iraj, he was my boss. So they told me that if you have good ideas and if you believe that something will work, put that idea forward and do it. Okay, and that actually was the ground for me to make mistakes. So they gave me that freedom for failure, which eventually got inside me, and definitely what I have learned something, then I would definitely think that that's the success model, and I try to do the same with my team members also. So unfortunately, Morton wasn't doing well because local calls were there and a lot of issues were there with regulatory landscape and everything. Bangladesh is not a good country from a regulatory perspective, because from a multinational here also, because we could not, challenge them, and we were heavily hit. Companies. I remember another point was because my first review was with Chandar Mohan Shetty. Rest in peace. He was the senior vice president SVP of that time. That time SVPs used to come to Bangladesh to take review. I remember sleepless nights and everything, and then Morton was being presented to me, and he asked me that. So very informal discussion and everything. He said that okay, why did you decide to join ACI? You are the market leader, because by this time, from 2008 to 2010, we crossed Morton. When I joined, I took over ACI mosquito coil. I remember very correctly. Thanks, Ahmed. Because those are not numbers; those are actually life experiences. Morton was 48% market share, by far in coil market, by far market leader, and ACI was mainly 6-7%. In 2010 September 1st, that time Nielsen was there. Nielsen report came, and we crossed Morton with 19% market share, and Morton became 16 or 17%. So Chandar asked me that, why did you decide to join Morton already? So I tried to explain with my weak voice of an SBM in front of an senior vice president, whom my boss Bassett was scared of and almost shivering every minute. So I was not very articulate with my explanation and everything. And he listened to it. I don't think he had listened to it. He just told me one thing, son, in his very husky, deep voice, either you are very courageous or you are very, very stupid. And I hope you are not the second one. I still remember that. And I tried to come back, like always, with something that immediately came to my mind. Because Muhammad Ali was my favorite person growing up. And I was into sports and everything, but Muhammad Ali, I'm sure all of us had an impact because he was such a big sportsman and the greatest and everything. I told him in a very shivering voice, boss, somebody who didn't take any risk in his life achieves nothing. And he said, what? Ravish, okay, you proved me wrong and everything. So Martin was a great experience. Martin was actually a certain time of my dream, and then I saw it getting shattered in front of my eyes because Global decided to move out of Coil because it's not making any sense. The reason why I said that it's life altering because the best part with working in this organization is that I think there will not be many organizations where marketing, a senior brand manager who is looking after a brand, who is getting delisted, has not performed very well. Although compared to later years of Martin, that time Martin was still doing good. When I took over, it was 21% negative. So it was hurricane basically. Every day, every month we are losing share. Every type of, nobody can do anything to stop that market share decline and everything. But we ended up closing 2013 with 12% negative. So it was a growth for a negative growth basically. But we closed down and everything. The reason why I also say that I'm very, very lucky because somehow I've got love, I should say, and somehow some companionship, some kind of blessing from every one of you, my seniors, my juniors, and everyone. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been standing here. Because that time, I remember, because of Martin, I was thinking I should probably resign and change and join somewhere else, or try to find out a new job or something. That is somebody, that managing director, Riyaz Bhai, one day, because of Martin, I used to go to market a lot. Thanks to Bishoda, he mentioned, because my first market visit was with Bishoda. And I was like a curious 14-year-old guy or a person. I was asking a lot of questions to Bishoda. I remember it was month beginning because I joined 4th of March. And probably in 8th or 9th, the induction started. I went to Chitang factory, visit the Chitang factory, and then market visit with Bishoda on next day. And I was asking him a lot of questions. And Rekit, RSM's life is not a very smooth one. Not today, not 12 years ago. It will not be 12 years later also, after also. Vishuddha was receiving phone calls from everyone. That time trade marketing head was probably this, beef. Most Bhai, Arif Bhai was the sales director. So he was busy with own year because Zahid Enterprise was the distributor. But in the meantime also, he was answering my questions. Because I always had this knack, because I remember joining Rekit Benkisa in the interview when the MD asked, I said that I love the way the Martin coil was being picked in the market. I've never seen something like that. I've heard in our marketing principles of strategic marketing discussion that there are brands called cult brand like Harley Davidson and everything. iPhone was also not very big that time. But I have seen Martin being, people are being snatched at. Actually, literally, traders are going there and trying to snatch it from others.
When he visited not go I was
right.
So we used to switch off the mobile during the season, but okay, I can give you the morning call anymore. So they used to give the advance money for the morning call.
So I told him that someday if I get a chance, I want to work for this sales team. I want to be there because I've seen the tremendous work being done and everything. So to cut it short, then boss told me I'll say a couple of names. So first, then Riyaz Bhai and Arif Bhai, they said that, okay, if you think that you can do it, can you join sales? You can join sales team as a modern trade head. So that time modern trade used to be a very small role, key accounts manager under Dhaka Metro. They said that fine, we will give you a challenge. Are you ready? So Riyaz Bhai, in his very proprietary signature way, he was smoking in his room. It was very smoky. And to make it more cinematic, I should say that I entered through the smokes and everything. And he told me that we are giving you a chance. This is a challenge for you. If you want to take it, you can take. Or Riyaz Bhai is like that. Meaning Rasta, Deklo or something like that. I said, boss, yes. Because that was the era, that was the time when I was thinking that, fine, what will happen? Because this is a challenge. Okay, if the worst thing I will not do well, fine, I will find another job, I will go somewhere else. So let's try it. So I tried it with the blessings of everyone and I'm sure. So I did well there in modern trade. Okay. So modern trade became quite a focus during that time because it was doing well. Although we had very good portfolio, But we used to, as senior brand managers complain always that why we are not doing so well in modern trade. What was the issue? We used to go there and everything. I had very limited access or limited connection with those guys because I was looking after a brand which was very trade driven, oil, aerosol and vaporizer. But modern trade, which Riggs, Brasso, Harpic, was a very, our area of frustration that why it's not working. So that happened. That time, another gentleman joined Regit Benkisar Bangladesh as GM, which is boss Vishal Gupta. I remember boss was not like this nowadays. But he used to. So my first call with boss, he called me, Tarek bhai, are you doing number this month? I said, boss, number will be 104%. He said, you are a rock star. suddenly it was a surprise to me because last month I was discussing with Kazi Arif Zaman. Before that there was a guy called Raghu Krishnan who was a modern trade head for UK business. And he came and the first statement he made about modern trade is that this is not modern trade, this is shit. I asked Arif why he is saying that. He said that you guys are giving product, they are giving you money, it's a transactional thing. So where is the visibility, where is the activation? I said, boss, where is the money? Modern trade is 3%. How can it be? He said, no, all these things, blah, blah, blah. So from UK to Bangladesh modern trade, he was in that stage. So I was listening to all those things and then before that, Riaz Bhai was there. So modern trade guy used to be very scared. He used to come to office in a very, he used to hide behind pillars, behind chairs. He used to, luckily, I think it's a coincidence, except for me, all modern trade heads used to put gel in the head. I don't know. And his hair was very thorny and very spiky. And Riaz Bhai and Arif Bhai used to say that, is this because of the fear of not making numbers? Your hairs are like this, all standing, saif. So spikes, yeah. So from that to this, I said, my God, who is this person? And what a luck. Yeah. See, I am now here in modern trade, I am doing well because modern trade was growing exponentially. Okay, we closed that year, 2015. The next year boss came in 16, 2015. Modern trade became champion. We grew by 39% IMS, 36% shipment. For the first time, our channel had IMS growth higher than shipment growth because our stock became lower because it was so well. So boss came, we had a meeting, and then we met him. Boss said that okay. I saw him sending invite saying that coffee with Vishal, and he with his notebook and everything. So then the second opportunity came in my life. Because of this, I think boss also took a very bold decision, and my life, whatever the journey is, I think is a cumulative addition of different people taking bold decisions with me. They took chances. I don't know why. I could prove some of them that they are right. Probably I proved some of them wrong. But I am, exceptionally blessed because then boss decided that okay, fine, make this guy the head of trade marketing. Somebody who only had an experience of looking after a modern trade channel for 3 years was the head of trade marketing for Regit Benkisar. And which was a big break for me also. I am still grateful to you, boss, for that day, for deciding that. The reason why I consider those 13 years very, very fruitful and very enjoyable at the same time as an exceptional learning experience because people like you decided that, okay, if he's in brands and Martin is going through this and everything, let's put it in modern trade and then trade marketing. Eventually I came back to marketing and again looking after purpose and everything also. So that also is something that you have decided, and I've tried to put my best effort. I don't know how I perform, but I have always tried to perform in a way that I can be at least happy with myself that okay, I have tried my level best. As I was telling, because I have a huge influence on my life from my role models, mostly from the sports persons. I remember watching one video very early on where it was an interview of Michael Jordan, and somebody asked him that why are you so successful? And in a very surprising way, he said that I forgot the numbers, but he said that okay, I missed almost 9,000 shots in my entire career. 86 times, that number I remember. 86 times I was trusted with taking the last shot, and I missed 29 of them, which caused me different tournaments. I failed, and that's why probably I learned. And those things not only was a code to me. I used to play basketball in my university. I still consider life as a 4-quarter game, and I don't know whether I have planned it right or not, but I try to do it in such a way that okay, it's a 40-minute game, first 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 and 40 minutes, something like that. But that those lines were very important to me. I realized that you have to make mistakes, a certain number of mistakes, to understand and to learn how to do things right. And I was very lucky to have people around me who actually allowed me to make those mistakes. It's very important to have those people in your life who will allow you to make those mistakes. And on a daily basis, there can be repercussion. He or she might say that, okay, this is not the way I was expecting and everything. But on a broad level, if you are getting this opportunity, then you are absolutely lucky. And you should bank on that opportunity, bank on those persons, and simply, drive your heart out. I will mention something about, then trade marketing, then marketing. I think it's a very fulfilling journey, boss. I have worked with all of you. The advantage of being in a company for more than 10 to 12 years is that half of your room is your team members. Okay, so Sami, I remember Ishfaq, Fahmid, I was in trade marketing, so everyone from sales, Ishfaq was in wholesale as ASM, and my hygiene team, okay, when I came back to marketing, Tinni, that time Samin was there, then Samnan, Tabassir, what days, what nights we spent. I think those are the biggest memories that you make in the office. The reason why everybody is saying that, Tarek is someone who, if you talk to for 5 minutes, you'll feel happy and everything. There is a backstory. I'm sorry I'm taking some time, but I think there will not be a session like this in the near future.
What is your
So there is a backstory. I'm sure through different discussions I have shared this with many people that I lost my father in a very early stage. Actually, I was 19, and he died in between 2 of my maths exam during HSC. First part I sat for, and then on the 3rd day he died. So my father had a very late marriage. I was born when he was 48. So because of our sheer age difference, our relationship was not like a father and son. It was more like a grandfather and grandson, honestly speaking. Because at 48, if somebody is born, when I was 10, imagine my father was 58. Okay, so I am 42 now. At 58, if Tamid marries at the right time, I will have at least 3 or 4 grandkids. So that was the funda. But because of that, I had a very unique relationship with my father. It was a very friendly one. He died in 2000, so he was born in 30s, during 1930s and everything. So a person with, from that generation, with that age, should not be that progressive. But he was very friendly, not like my uncles and my cousins and everyone. I saw my father used to be very friendly with me. He shared everything with me, his relationship, his school life, college life, everything. Till SSC exam, I used to sleep with my father. My father and I, and my daughters with my sisters with my mother. That's how the arrangement was. We had 4 bedrooms in our house. 2 other bedrooms used to be vacant. So that was the deal, incident, by the way. So all my life lessons and understanding came from my father. And eventually, at age 19, if you lost the friendliest person that you are with, and your role model and everything, the nucleus of all your thinking which surrounds in life and everything, that person literally just vanished on a fine day. And actually it happened. He walked to the hospital at 10, and 4 and 7:30 he was gone. So that was a huge void, and that impacted me a lot. For the first time I realized the fact that your life on earth is very vulnerable, and it's absolutely temporary. You can have everyone around you, you can have a lot of friends and family members around you, but once they're gone, they're just gone. That void can never, ever, ever, ever be filled. So I still cannot understand why that happened with me during that early stage. So I lost my father and everything. I absolutely became a different person from that day onwards, because I was the only son. I had two sisters who were also younger to me. And welcome to Bangladesh, because once that happens to you, your father is gone, there is nobody there to come and save. Okay, like all those Bangla movies, your uncle suddenly start acting villains with you. Your uncles start, putting pressure on you why you are not, marrying, or why you are not arranging marriage for your sister who is just past HSC, can go to university. So during university, when everybody was going for summer vacation to hill towns, I was going back to Sylhet to discuss with my uncle why my sister should get admitted to Jahangirnagar University with English, so that she can complete her honors and masters and live her own life, pursue her own career. So I actually became a different person. I matured very early under pressure. So that is something that happened, and I realized the value of relationship. During university, I had a very good friend. He was my best friend. We were roommates officially, meaning in Jahangirnagar University, once you are admitted, it's like one of those residential university boss, where during admission they will allocate you a room. So that person, like 3 Idiots movie, I was walking to the corridor, he came and he told me that, "You are Tarek?" I said, "Yes." "You are?" He said, "I am Lennon." And we realized that we are classmates and we are roommates. And next 3 years, we were very, very, very good friends. We instantly connected. We were kind of different, but later we realized that we were very, very similar, and we loved, same type of music, same food, and our likes and dislikes were all same. To cut it short, we were best friends. When it was 5th semester, a group of students from my class, they decided to go to Bandarbon. The common hill station, the university, hill area you go and everything. So I was also there. 2,000 taka was the entry fee. I remember submitting that taka. But later I withdrew because I had to go to Sylhet for another issue. Because again, my father was not there. There were some issues with land. I remember dealing with those issues till 2023. I took leave from boss and went to Sylhet because my hometown Kulahora, there was a house and there was a case against that house. I dealt with that also. Now most of the things are closed. So I went there and I missed that Bandarbon trip. Lennon went there. And unfortunately, he was bitten by a mosquito and he got malaria. Nobody knew that he had hepatitis B also. That malaria, once he was back, turned into cerebral malaria. And there was internal bleeding happening. Okay. And they tried to treat him with cerebral malaria, but the medicine didn't work because he had hepatitis B. The medicines were contradictory. So in Bangladesh Medical College, in 7 days, we saw Lennon slowly die. He was my best friend. So that was the second blow in my life. So I suddenly realized that the people I would probably love, or the people who would be close to me, will probably perish from my life. I was very insecure during very early stage of my life, during class 6, 7, 8, because every night I used to go to sleep and go to bed praying to God that, okay, something should not happen to my father. Okay, so it's not something that, exceptional to me, or it's not something that I have done out of the box to show that I can move. It was all, my bad experiences with my relationship, which kicked in. Okay, so whenever I saw this type of thing happening around me, those fears used to come back. They still do. I think they will haunt me till the last day of my life. But that made me a different person. That made me a person who would go to a restaurant and ask the name of the boy. Because I realized one thing, that probably this boy will meet me for once in his life today while serving me. There might be incident that I will not meet him again. So why not behave with him in a right way so that he remembers me? That, okay, there was one guy, he didn't call me Pichi or A, he called me by my name. Okay. So those were actually these things came because of my experience and the trauma that I have gone through. It has nothing to do with my official responsibility as someone who was good with relationship. I have understood that if you find people around you, and because we spend a lot of time in office, and these are the people who are in our family, and I try to make sure that if I really consider these people as my family, I should really treat them as my family. Okay, so if somebody is needing something, I should really try to help him, not like giving like a feedback and okay, this is the feedback. Not because of my position. I have tried to, so this became like a bad habit also sometimes. So I went to someone and then suddenly I heard that something is here and I told him. And it had nothing to do with my professional position or responsibility or I don't know. So somebody was saying that in the room, some people used to come and discuss because I also have worked here for a long time and I know a lot of backstory of a lot of people. Okay, so that is also another reason why I think I could connect. Okay, so 10 years is a long time. I worked with boss almost 10 years. Vishuddha, 13 years, exactly this. Sami, okay. So Ishfaq was my team member. Arman was my team member. Musa and I worked with. So Saif, everyone. Hygiene team I have already mentioned. Tinni, Samnan, Tabassir, health team. Although it's 3 years, but I think if you consider every moment and every day, so it's actually a quite long time we spend with each other. Okay, and being compassionate, being empathetic to a person is something that I do. Today I'm going to say, actually I do out of that fear. Because I am always scared of the fact that somehow if I behave with someone rudely, and if I someday hear that that person is not there, I will not be able to, forgive myself ever. I have a lot of things left that I could not tell my father. So, so I have a lot of things left that I could not tell my friend Leno. I went to Masudana's marriage ceremony in Rajshahi. I went to Rakib's house for Rakib's marriage ceremony in Rajshahi. Sorry about Masudana. I met one guy there, Rakib's friend. He is 3 years junior to me. He is at least 7, 8 years junior to me. He became a very good friend of mine. That guy, one day, out of everyone in his life, I don't know why I told him something like that. He called me at night and he asked me, Tarek bhai, I am going to buy a car. Can you suggest me a car? First of all, I am not a car person. I don't know anything about car. So I could have simply tell him that, see, I am not there. But what I did is, I said that, okay, I am getting back to you. I called Farnaz, who used to be a rich guy at that time, who had his own car. And I told him that, okay, so what car I should buy if I am buying? He said, blah, 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 this. I said, okay, I am calling you back. And then I called that guy again. Naim, his name was Naim. So, I don't know, it was, yeah. So I told him that you should buy this car and everything. So actually it's not my understanding. I have a colleague who is Farnaz, who said, no, I yeah, I don't know him and everything. 3 months down the road. So, you meet these people in your life and you come in contact with them. But the fact that everything is temporary and you can lose anyone anytime is the fact I think is very important, and you understand then the importance of interaction. Okay, I work with a lot of people. Today I remember Redwan bhai also. He was my boss when I came to trade marketing. I am utterly grateful to Redwan bhai. May Allah rest him in Jannah. I appreciated boss, and it was a fact. I didn't have any idea what So from a brand perspective, you know that this is the offer and this is how the offer goes and everything. But to develop it, to make it on a monthly basis and to be absolutely accurate and in a very competitive way, I have always been blessed with challenges in my life. When I became trade marketing head, I suddenly found that there is an issue with Harpic. The formulation went wrong and it was absolute chaos everywhere. Boss was scared. Entire company was shivering and everybody was scared that what will happen, how will you do it and everything. It was also a blessing for me because that chaos helped me learn things very, very fast. Probably with something I wouldn't have learned in a very normal scenario if I were there. So Redon Bhai helped me. I remember one day Redon Bhai sitting in front of me and telling me that, okay, today you will go a bit late. I cannot repay these guys anytime ever in my life, but may Allah bless them. I was sitting in front of Redon Bhai starting from 6:30 to 11:30. He used to stay in Uttara, and Redon Bhai couldn't drive. His driver left with the key. I told him, Redon Bhai, I can drive. He said, do you have license? Redon Bhai was very particular about different things. Okay, he said, do you have license? I said, I do not have license, but I can drive. He said, no, then I can do it allow. I said, Redon Bhai, I told him my backstory and I convinced him. I said, Redon Bhai, I'm the only person in life you will meet who in his university, without even owning a motorcycle, learned how to drive. Because one of my friend came from Dhaka, his name is he was the sales head of Samsung. He said that university I'm going to learn driving because it was only 800 taka. I don't know how, because it was university vehicle, and then I told him that okay, I'll go with you, I'll learn also. So I learned driving. So I used to drive Redon Bhai back home with his car, park the car, take CNG or bus or something and come back home. And Redon Bhai put me in front of him, and each and every line he told me. Each and every formula he showed me. An entire file he took me through for at least 2 to 3 days. Kolanda is here. I went to Kolanda. Kolanda used to be the commercial finance manager during that time. Kolanda used to take that, we used to send flash, trade marketing flash to Kolanda. I went to Kolanda and said, Kolanda, what is this flash? I only know one guy who runs very fast. What is this flash? He said that, okay, আপনি আমার সামনে বসুন, আপনাকে বুঝিয়ে দিচ্ছি তাৎপর্যপূর্ণভাবে। এবার বাংলায় বলছেন, আমি ওখানে বসে I understood each and every bit of that file. Thanks to Kolanda, he couldn't, he easily could say that Tarek, আপনি এটা বুঝে নেন, আপনি জেনে নেন, আপনি কিভাবে করেন। But I'm very blessed and very lucky that day he decided that okay, Kolanda used to go very late, by the way. So that was also an advantage because Kolanda used to go that time at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Kolanda was very, very busy and everything. But he managed time somehow, and he told me, Tarek, hey, what's your file? This is how you should do it. Flash is an estimate, latest estimate of the things. So what I am today is absolutely a cumulative result of all of your support and love and caring and everything. I am blessed with absolutely fabulous teams. I have worked with modern day team. Most of my team members are not there except for Ishfaq. Ishfaq was my cam, and I remember having lot of meetings with Ishfaq. Ishfaq came from GT, and there is this modern trade head who is an RSM who talks with him, putting his hand on his shoulder and everything, takes him to Ashulia. Ishfaq was very surprised at what is happening because he was in Chittagong, he was in Feni as a TSM. Okay, and that time Farooq Bhai was the regional manager, and most of the TSM, and so GT sales is different. You have reports to give, review reports to put, there is deadline and everything. I told Ishfaq, let's change this modern trade game. We'll make sure these modern trade buggers, whoever there, will meet everyone. There will be surprise visit. So we arranged meeting in DB house. So then trade marketing team, Arman was there, Sakib Nubilla, I remember Oishi was there, Sami was my TCM. The reason why Sami said that this freedom, because I saw Sami as 80 mm. So I told him that Sami, you should actually teach me. I am new. So you have your ideas, put it, and you come and you explain to me. I will give you input from a brand perspective because probably you will have a different type of thinking. Okay, we will find out what are the issues with brand, and from trade marketing we will highlight those things. We suddenly started doing a lot of initiatives. Okay, Sami with his good analytical skill was coming back with a lot of new things. Arman was there. Arman was looking after, I remember, wholesale, Maharaja scheme, and also looking after health. Villa was looking after Vision Store and here. So then I moved to marketing again, from trade marketing. Another fabulous team. Tini was there. Okay, I must thank Tini also and Samin and everyone for being being, allowing me to be what I am. Okay, it's not a one-way thing. The reason why I could give them so much freedom and the reason why I could be me is because they thought that, okay, they worked in a particular way with me also. And we had, very good memories. We had a couple of years of good experiences. I think working with all of my team members was very fun. Samran was there. Samran joined. I remember Samran as a management trainee from Global Challenges. And I remember me and Tinni going to boss and fighting for Samran. I will always remember this, boss. Because marketing, there was vacancy that time, and definitely boss would try to hear. Boss was saying, so no, this Bangla, what will do? He going to sales and everything. I said, no boss, let's send him for 3 months. So we fought and someone went there, and then came COVID and everything. And then Tabas said, so it was great experience. And then I had another team. I moved to health. Mo, Samira, Alvi joined later. So Sashmin joined later because Sagar moved out and Akash. So that was another fabulous team. I think I have learned from all of you. Okay, and I don't know what your experiences are, but honestly speaking, I enjoyed a lot, and the reason why I loved working with all of you is because I always had this, thinking in my mind that it can be a both-way learning process also. So that's why I used to say that, okay, you have your idea and share with me. And I remember many of my bosses also saying that there is no bad idea, that there is no, stupid idea. It's idea as an idea. So, thanks for all your support. I had another team, Purpose, which was very, very, big chapter of my life. I have never been in this type of a role ever. I don't know what boss saw or what Tanzim Bhai saw. I should thank Tanzim Bhai also, passed by all my previous bosses. And he said that, I remember boss said that, now Tarek, you drive this Purpose. Rakib was there. Rakib came from BRAC. Is the epitome of social business as an organization, was an NGO. I saw Rakib joining and doing a lot of good things. When I joined, I remember very first day telling Rakib that, Rakib, you have to teach me how these things are done. I don't know what Purpose is and how to go and deal with those people. So I have learned a lot from Rakib also. Okay, the way he interacts with people and the way he managed those government officials. So I was a new guy. I saw Rakib going there to scouts, different meetings, late night meetings and everything. And I found that you have to be an absolutely hard-shelled person to be in those meetings and take everything, endure everything, and say nothing and get out of there to drive your agenda. You cannot react or respond to any of those. So all these things I think I try to take inside me. I'll need all of your prayers and good wishes so that I keep on doing what I have done, okay, and get good wishes and blessings from all of you and the people I'm going to meet next, because I have told you that the backstory why I am what I am and why I do what I do, basically. Okay, so as I have told that I actually was many times say that me with a mic and an audience in front is a deadly combination, but was I actually mentally prepared something. Thanks to Tinni, like many other meetings, boss. Tinni would burst out of either laughter or tears and ruin everything that you have in mind. It has happened. But I wrote a couple of lines which I thought that I will not be able to remember because of the intensity of this session today, which I've always felt myself as someone very, very, very privileged. I come from a very modest background. My father was a government official. And as I've told you, that there are a lot of issues and a lot of challenges which were there. But what I have achieved or wherever I have is because the prayers from my mother and my parents and my relatives, the prayers and good wishes from all of you who I have come in contact with. So I really, few days ago, I'll close with this one, sorry. I was watching a podcast, and I'm sure in this organization, each and every one of us have felt that working in multinational is not a very easy task, let alone Reiki Benkiza. So somebody was telling me, one of my ex-bosses called me, and he told me that I should mention the name, Salahuddin. I remember him dropping me in Reiki Benkiza during my interview. He was saying that, okay, if it's a good role and if you, yes, but one thing you should be careful about, it's Riyaz bhai, he's not me. So, blah, blah, but I'll drop you. So he called me and said that you spent how many years in Reiki? I said almost 13 years, 7 months. He said, what? He was also in different organizations in Bangladesh. He was in Barja, he was in Nestle, and then ACI. He said that, see, I was also being approached and I tried, yeah, but we were always very, very scared of Reiki. It was a very, very cutthroat company, a very fast moving, very, very agile. And I'm sure all of you know it, right? All of you understand on a day-to-day basis that how tough the environment. But it's because of people around us and because of the family feeling and everything, we probably endure and we, drive through. But I have always felt that I'm absolutely privileged and blessed to be able to have any job in any organization, to be alive and everything. So I've written a couple of lines which I'll read now. So I've heard it from a podcast and I tried to find it from the internet and I read it. So it says that what a privilege to be tired from the job you once dreamt about and prayed for. What a privilege to be overwhelmed by the professional and personal growth you once dreamed every night about. What a privilege to outgrow things you once settled for. What a privilege to be tired and coming back home, watch the smile on your kid's face. What a privilege to be able to take care of your aged parents on a daily basis. What a privilege to wake up every morning, breathe, and just go on the path of life. I feel absolutely honored and privileged to have all of you in my life journey for the last 13 years. Reiki will always be an amazing chapter in my life, an amazing memory. Take care everyone, and Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. I love you.